Hey guys, so just finished watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 3, Episode 5, 4,722 hours. And this was interesting because it was the whole, what happened to, what did Gemma do, Gemma Simmons do on this planet while she was gone for the past 6 months. And oh my god, I mean, I wasn't sure how this episode was going to be. I mean, I knew it was going to be all about her. I thought it would be going back and forth to, modern time and stuff like that, or her telling it or something, which I'm glad we didn't. I'm glad it stuck solely on her in there. And then this introduction of this other character on there was kind of interesting. Would have been nice to see her, just her kind of really doing her stuff and stuff. Then again, I understand the whole thing that they do, and then the ending, there's not much to talk about with this episode because it was just her figuring out and them trying this thing and talking to this guy about what's going on and all that. But the biggest thing that really changes me, that happened, is you're not sure. I guess they kind of hint to the fact that she could be pregnant with his child, this guy who she just met on there. They spent like 3 months together or something like that. Well, I guess she probably spent like at least maybe a month before that, but still, she spent like 2 months with him, doing nothing and living nothing but with him. And so they do allude to that they probably did sleep together, and seeming that they're based off of what the flashbacks were, or his flashbacks even before that. That he only came with other guys, so I don't think they really had protection or something like that, but who knows? It'd definitely be interesting to see if if she says whether or not she's pregnant or whatnot. Then again, I could see that it doesn't make sense that they're both pretty smart. I mean, at least she is. That they wouldn't want to have a child, definitely right in the middle of their having to deal with. So maybe she's not pregnant, but you never know. Who knows about the situation? They think all hope is lost, and they're like, let's try and see what we can do, or something. I don't know, but I think that if they go that route, that might be really messed up. Really take the whole Fitz and Simmons thing and kind of just crush it on. I love the fact that at the end of this episode, we get when she's talking to Fitz and stuff. When we see him, we get him kind of just, yeah, let's do this. I don't care who this is. This guy's definitely going to come back, and he's going to be a rival, in the whole Fitzsimmons. It's going to be a wrench in the whole Fitzsimmons thing, especially since she just spent a while hanging out with him. But I definitely can't wait to see what happens with that. I hope that he doesn't come back and just become a whole wrench in the whole Fitzsimmons thing. Hopefully he just comes back and they don't talk to each other, and they don't want to remember anything about that. They want to get each other. She wants to get him out of there, and then everything goes back to normal. Hopefully that's the way it goes. Maybe she might have his child or something like that, but hopefully maybe he doesn't care and he just wants to get back to his family or whoever he left back 14 years ago, back in 2001 when he went in there. So hopefully they can get him back next week's episode or whenever they get him back. Hopefully that doesn't kind of put too much of a strain on the Fitzsimmons relationship. maybe there could be some sort of thing where they try to work so hard together on this thing, and that the working hard together overpowers any little thing that that she had with this guy in this other planet, which technically was only one night really, but that could change the entire thing, especially since nothing was planned and all that stuff. So who knows? You get to go see how they go with that. I think it definitely could change up the whole dynamic. But hopefully, I think it would be an interesting dynamic if they went the route of her being pregnant with his child, but him, just wanting to go back to his family and want nothing to do with her, and nothing to remind him of the 14 years or 15 years, we don't know how long the 14 years that he lost on that planet. So hopefully, there could be something like that, and then he could just kind of, even if she maybe wants it but doesn't want it because she has that more relationship with Fitz, and that's what kept her going the entire time. So I don't really see it going her way. He said he didn't have anyone waiting for him on the other side, but he could have, his brothers or sisters or whatever, or even other family that he might want to see and stuff. And so hopefully, they could go that route, and I think it'd be interesting to see, especially if she had someone else's child, and they kind of Fitz and Simmons raised it. I don't know, that would be messed up. I don't really see them going that way, and I kind of hope that they don't go straight back to the, I really just want to see them go back to the Fitzsimmons. Maybe having that child there would kind of spin things around, but who knows? Just wait and see what happens. And I doubt that they're going to go that way. I mean, they're definitely alluded that possibility that there could be something there. I just really hope they don't just go the whole, Fitz has someone to compete with for Simmons and stuff. And I don't hopefully they don't go with that. I mean, really, he was the whole thing that kind of is what she clung on to not just give up when she was there. So hopefully there's not that, oh, but I do have his child or something like that, and all that thing. I think that might be a little bit interesting, but I could definitely see Fitz. Yes, that's the situation. Now you have this kid. I don't care. I'll raise him on my own. I could definitely see Fitz like that. I mean, that's what he did. He could have told her, yeah, no, I'm not helping you find someone who will be competition for me, for you and stuff like that. Yet he just, yes, this is what you want. I'll do it. Anything. I love that part, and I could see that really forcing the whole thing on with Fitz and Simmons. So can't wait to see what happens with that and see where they go. But definitely was a really good episode, especially with the ending. The ending really threw the part on, and it was a longish episode at times where things were just like, okay, we get it. They're trying, and then things were dragging on. But I think that made it all worthwhile, and it really made you think about how long they were actually on there, and I definitely thought of things before things happened. But it was definitely interesting to see. Can't wait to see how they do with that, because they do allude that she could be pregnant. So who knows? Let me know what you think, guys. Do you think she could be pregnant with his child, with this guy's child? Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.